Welcome back to another night at VBS. Moses and the Israelites' pursuit of the promised land continues in Numbers 20. The Israelites have received the Ten Commandments and the law, and now they have departed Mount Sinai. Moses' older sister Miriam has died, and 12 Israelite spies were sent into Canaan to scout and gather intelligence. When they returned, 10 reported they did not think the Israelites could conquer the land, while only 2, Caleb and Joshua, were excited and confident in the Lord's ability to fight their battles for them. When the people chose negativism and doubt instead of trusting God, they doomed themselves. The generation of adults who had left Egypt would now die in the wilderness without ever entering the promised land. If only they could have had faith in the Lord's plan. We know that God keeps his promises to his people, miraculously providing water, food, and victory in battle. Yet the Israelites continued to find occasion to complain.
We want grain. We want figs. We want grapes. We want water. We want grain. We want figs. We want grapes. We want water.
Here comes Moses again. Louder.
We want grain. We want figs. We want grapes. We want water.
What is this? You don't mean to say you're unhappy?
Moses. Once again, we need food, Moses. We need water. This is a reoccurring problem that's happened over and over and over again, and I personally blame you for these reoccurring problems we have.
Yeah.
Right, we need water. I wish I had died rather than being out here suffering like this.
I have no water. My children need food, Moses.
It's true. We have needs. But haven't you learned by now to trust in God? Has he not already provided for us?
We're out here in front of the tent meeting, and God isn't doing anything, Moses. Didn't you say this is where we bring our problems to?
We're hungry. We're thirsty, Moses. That's a problem.
A big problem.
I hear your complaints. Must be patient. Come, Aaron.
Moses, take your staff and gather the people. Speak to that rock and tell it to yield its water.
Yes, Lord. Come, Aaron. Gather the people. The Lord is going to provide water from this rock.
Everybody gather around. Bring your water jars.
Get your
Water,
water
right
out
here.
around here.
Water?
You get water?
Where's
That's
water?
right. Now,
Where's
here
water?
you rebels, we're going to have to bring water for you from this rock.
What's taking so long?
This is boring.
Come on, we're thirsty.
Ah,
Don't hit it.
There's water!
water! There you have it now.
Water!
I tell you, they just never stop complaining.
Moses,
Yes.
did God tell you to hit the rock to make water flow?
Well, not exactly. Actually, what he said was,
Moses, because you did not believe in me to uphold me as holy in the eyes of the people of Israel, therefore you shall not bring this assembly into the land that I have given them.
Moses, thanks.
oh Lord, I have only myself to blame.
Moses, because of his moment of disobedience, doomed himself to perish in the wilderness along with the rest of the elder generation. After this, the Israelites traveled to Mount Hor, where God called upon Aaron to turn over his role as high priest to his son Eleazar, just before Aaron's death.
Moses, here you are.
Here I am. Joshua, I'm the last of my generation now. My generation failed. I failed. Miriam is dead. Now Aaron is dead. And I too shall die without being able to enter the promised land.
I'm sorry, Moses.
No, it's only what I deserve. Joshua, don't ever forget the power of the Lord.
How can we ever forget him? After all we've experienced and all that he has done for us.
Well, enough of this sadness and mourning. The 30 days have passed. What do we have on our list to do now?
Well, for today, if you recall, we vowed to the Lord to destroy the Arabs who live in the Negev after they took some of our people captive.
Well, let's check that off our list.
The Lord continued protecting the Israelites in battle and by providing for their needs, but the people still often resorted to complaining when they faced difficulty.
I'll tell you, I've had it. I am sick of this manna, this worthless food. Wait a minute. Didn't you just say that you would eat this manna for 40 years? How can you be sick of it? How can it be worthless? It is a blessing from God, and it has saved the lives of our people.
Moses, why did you bring us out of Egypt to die here in this wilderness?
That's right, it's unbearable. I can't stand to live this way.
I know. I've got an idea. Let's get our signs out.
Yes!
You
Yes!
kept those signs?
Yes!
Yeah.
Snakes!
Oh!
Snakes!
Oh!
Snakes!
Oh no! Oh no!
Where did these snakes come from?
Where are they
The
coming
Lord
from?
has sent fiery serpents to punish the people for their complaining.
Why did they do that?
Ow! Ow! It bit me! Ow! It bit me!
We have sinned. We've complained against Moses and God.
Moses, please pray to God to take away these snakes.
Very well.
Moses, make a fiery serpent and set it on a pole, and everyone who is bitten and looks on it will live.
Yes, Lord. What's that?
Everyone, look here at this snake.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm healed. Praise the Lord, I'm healed.
It's a miracle.
Find anyone else who has been bitten. Tell them to come look at the snake so they can be healed. Take those snakes out of here. You. Well, what's the matter, Josh?
Well, Moses, it's just, we're trying to help our people.
Yeah?
But all the time there's something. Someone complaining. Someone disobeying. Someone doing something foolish. It's always something.
Welcome to my life. Now, come on. Be okay.
No words of wisdom for me today, Moses?
Pray often. Seek God's wisdom.
And that's all there is.
That's Should be enough.
The Lord answered the prayer of Moses, but not in the way anyone expected. Instead of removing the fiery snakes, God provided a way to be healed whenever someone was bitten by one. The Israelites then marched up towards Moab. When they stopped, God provided water. Israel sent a messenger to Sihon, king of the Amorites, to request permission to pass through his lands using the highway. But King Sihon answered by attacking the Israelites. The result was a victory for Israel, who moved into all the Amorite cities. When Israel continued, they were attacked by King Og of Bashan, who was also defeated. Israel destroyed all of Bashan and occupied it as well. Upon hearing of the fate of the neighboring countries, King Balak of Moab is alarmed and desperate for a way to withstand the Israelites. He tries to hire Balaam, a prophet of God, to curse Israel, but no matter how much he promised to pay, Balaam could only speak the word of the Lord and ends up blessing Israel 3 times instead. He also prophesied of the coming of Christ from Israel, which is why he could only bless Israel, as God would not allow his people to be harmed or cursed. Now Israel prepares to enter the promised land after 40 years of wandering. Moses, now 120 years old, is not permitted to enter after his lack of faith in striking the rock. He knows he's at the end of his life, and so he wishes to impart final wisdom.
Moses, here, take my seat.
No need, no need. What did our spy tell me?
You're going to like this, Moses. The king of Moab, he hired this renowned prophet to call down curses upon the land of Israel, upon the people of Israel. But every time he opened his mouth to curse Israel, he blessed Israel instead.
Nice.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord indeed. Listen carefully. Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God, the Lord is one. You should love the Lord your God with all of your heart, and with all of your soul, and with all of your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you walk, when you're sitting at home, when you lie down, when you rise up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your forehead. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates. He has spoken to us and shown us miraculous signs. He drove out nations far greater than you, so he could bring you in and give you their land as your special possession, as it is today. So remember this and keep it firmly in mind. The Lord is God, both in heaven and on earth, and there is no other. We entered a holy covenant with God, and he gave us the 10 commandments. If you obey all the commands, all will be well with you and with your children. When the Lord your God brings you into the land he swore to your fathers to give you, a land with large, flourishing cities that you did not build, and houses filled with all sorts of good things that you did not provide, wells that you did not dig, vineyards, olive orchards that you did not plant. Then, when you eat and are satisfied, be careful that you do not forget the Lord, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. Listen, O Israel, today you are about to cross the Jordan River to take over the land belonging to a nation much greater and more powerful than you. But recognize today that God is the one who will cross ahead of you like a devouring fire to destroy them. For 40 years now, I have led you in the wilderness, yet your clothing and your sandals did not wear out. I am now 120 years old, and I am no longer able to lead you. The Lord has instructed me to climb Mount Nebo to embrace my end. The Lord your God will cross over ahead of you, and Joshua will lead you across the river. Joshua, I call upon you to be strong and courageous. You will lead these people into the promised land. The Lord himself goes before you, and he will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid or discouraged. Today I have given you a choice between life and death, between blessings and curses. Now I call on heaven and earth to witness the choice you make. Oh, that you would choose life. You can make this choice by loving the Lord your God, by obeying him and committing yourself firmly to him. Remember this, he is the key to your life.
Goodbye.
Take care of him. Take care of him.
Safe journeys.
Strong, courageous. God's going to go before you.